welcome to what am I gonna call this video? Inspired by Gavin of How to Train Your Gavin, because I've been on a binge watching of his videos. I really like watching How to Train Your Gavin. He is funny and very entertaining, and his themed videos have. I mean, if I'm in a bit of a watching slump or just need some pick me up, Gavin. I don't think he's done quite this type of video. Don't remember. He may have done the challenge where you pick your next reading based on the color of the cover of books. So I decided, however, to go by the title of the book. Like, the color has to be in the title, which did in part inspire me to buy more books because I didn't have all the color names. But because this is kind of inspired by Gavin, he does drink red wine, and I am not a red wine enthusiast because red wine tends to be too dry for my taste. But I did find Barefoot's Merlot that promises to be not that dry. So it's a combination of blueberry, boysenberry, and plum flavors. So hopefully it's good. So yeah. I mean, it smells like red wine. Ooh. The color is pretty. I mean, it's a pretty color. It smells like red wine. Okay. I'm not getting the hot response, so that's a good sign. But yeah, I got more red wine that I'm not crying up about. And now let's get into the books. So yeah, as I said, I picked out books based on colors, not the colors on the covers, color in the title of the book. So, and of course, because I was doing it this way and I had to buy more books, I discovered quite a few books that I probably otherwise would not have bought. I think I had about half of these books in my collection already. But mind you, I haven't read any of them. Oh, except for one that I forgot somewhere. Found it. Okay, so let's start with the beginning. Let's start with the color yellow. I found 3 books. So first is also the shortest. It's The King in Yellow by Robert W. Chambers. I am very, very intrigued by this book because who did I see who read it? Was it Gavin or was it Jack Edwards? Someone read this book and they said it was very interesting because they didn't quite know what they had read, and that's like, sign me up. But this book inspired H.P. Lovecraft and the entire Cthulhu mythos. So, I mean, I guess it's a little bit of terror. I mean, it inspired the Cthulhu mythos. So basically, this is a collection of stories that feature this play called The King in Yellow, but the play is never actually mentioned. So we don't know what the play is. And the side effect of people encountering this play is that they turn insane. I'm also excited for The Yellow Wallpaper and Selected Writings by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. I have heard about The Yellow Wallpaper and it being inspirational, kinda like thought-provoking, interesting. I mean, it does have quite a few of other stories, but it's the beginning story is The Yellow Wallpaper. So, and the last of the yellow is Chimamanda Ngozi's Adichie, Half of a Yellow Sun. So reading from the back, it is: in 1960s Nigeria, 3 lives intersect. Ugo works as a houseboy for a university lecturer. Olana has abandoned a life of privilege to live with her charismatic lover, the lecturer. Richard Richard, a shy Englishman, is enthralled to old Lana's enigmatic twin sister. Amongst the horror of Nigeria's civil war, loyalties are tested as they are pulled apart and thrown together in ways that none of them imagined. So it's like kind of contemporary, and I don't really gravitate toward that kind of fiction, but luckily for me, because when I looked up for the color purple, another book by same author came up, Purple Hibiscus. The limits of 15-year-old Kambili's world are defined by the high walls and frangipani trees of her family estate and the dictates of her fanatically religious father. When Nigeria is shaken by a military coup, Kambili's father sends her to live with her aunt. There she discovers life and love, and a terrible bruising secret deep within her family. That sounds so interesting. Next up, Red Queen by Christina Henry. This is the sequel to Alice. So obviously I need to read Alice before I read the Red Queen, because I am a sequential reader. I read what comes first. So this is based on Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, and it is dark retelling, it's dark reimagining, and I do think that the themes and things that are dealt with in these books are rather heavy, so probably not for everyone. I am very excited to see if I can read these books. For the color orange, I picked out The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I don't know if I'll be able to read all these books this summer or this year, because this book is hefty. But this is a fantasy story. It's about, as it says on the back, a world divided, a queendom without an heir, an ancient enemy awakens. So this is a lot. There's a lot that happens apparently in this book, like a lot. And then we get to the color green. Delilah Green Doesn't Care. This is a sapphic romance, and I do believe the only romance in this video. So this is about a photographer in New York called Delilah Green, who is roped into being a photographer at her estranged stepsister's wedding. And so she goes back to her old hometown, where she didn't like, because she apparently didn't feel like herself there. And she meets again Claire Sutherland, who is one of her sister's best friends, and romance. As for the color blue, we got Agatha Christie's The Mystery of the Blue Train. This is a Poirot novel. Let's see. When a luxurious blue train arrives at Nice, a guard attempts to wake Ruth Kettering from her slumbers, but she will never wake again, for a heavy blow has killed her, disfiguring her features almost beyond recognition. What is more, her precious rubies are missing. This prime suspect is Ruth's estranged husband, Derek. Yet Poirot is not convinced, so he stages an eerie reenactment of the journey, complete with the murder on board. So another of Agatha Christie's train novels, the more famous one is, I believe, The Murder on the Orient Express. Feel like there's more that happen on trains, so I'm very happy that Agatha Christie had blue in the title, because I am very excited for this book. Another Agatha Christie novel is actually The Man in the Brown Suit, which is a standalone. Pretty young Anne Bedingfield has come to London looking for adventure, but adventure finds her when a strange-smelling man falls off an underground platform and is electrocuted on the rails. The police verdict is accidental death. But who was the man in the brown suit who examined the body before running away? Armed with only one cryptic clue, Anne is determined to track him down and bring the mysterious killer to justice. Yeah, this was one of very, very, very few books that actually came up with the color brown. And then for the color pink, we got two very interesting non-fiction novels. We've got Feminists Don't Wear Pink and Other Lies, which is, I believe, a collection of essays on the issue of feminism and just equality. And the other is The Pink Line, The World's Queer Frontiers by Mark Gevisser. Very nice and thick book on the I mean, it's stories of individuals, families, and communities. It's refugees in South Africa, activists in Egypt, transgender women in Russia, transition teens in American Midwest. It's everything LGBTQ plus. Third to last, we've got the color black. It's Black Leopard, Red Wolf. I mean, this would also cover the color red, by Marlon James. This is the first book of I believe, a trilogy. This is based on African myths and legends and folklore. And one of the things that I really like about this book and the sequel is all the maps. This book is full of maps. Come on, I'll show you. It's cities and countries and I just love it. Now I've got two classics here. I've got The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. Somehow I was expecting something nice and tiny. This is a thick one. I don't really, I have to admit, I don't know what The Woman in White is about, but I know it's a classic. So, I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting whenever I get around to reading it. And the last book in this video is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. A story of evil, debauchery and scandal. Oscar Wilde's only novel tells of Dorian Gray, a beautiful yet corrupt man. When he wishes that a perfect portrait of himself would bear the signs of aging in his place, the picture becomes his hideous secret as it follows Dorian's own downward spiral into cruelty and depravity. It's a classic, and yet another one that I have sadly not read so far. Maybe thankfully, because it can now be part of the Rainbow collection. So yeah, also I really love the design of the cover with the peacock feathers and the hearts. It's gorgeous. So yeah, this is yet another of my reading challenges. Now, I was thinking that I might be able to read all these this year, but considering my reading pile, I'm just not sure. I will do my best though. So that's my Rainbow reading challenge. Like I said, I will try my best to read all these this year. Try, emphasis on try, so who knows. Now, I'm not entirely sold on the red wine yet. This is the better one so far that I've tasted, so at least we got that. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully I will be making more of these. This was kind of fun. This was kind of fun to make. So yeah, hopefully I will be making more of videos like this in the future. And yeah, I will hopefully see you later. So take care. Bless.